It is hard to believe it has been 3 years since Hurricane Dorian devastated parts of the Bahamas. There have been some major efforts to recover and rebuild, but more needs to be done. And for the islands like Great Abaco, there are still signs of the hurricane's destruction. Project Bahamas Strong is a local organization that has never stopped helping once they hit that devastated area immediately following Hurricane Dorian. We caught up with them a year after the storm. Tonight, I have the chance to reconnect with their founder, Dusty Adinolfi. Dusty, thanks so much for joining us right now.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
You all are in Grand Bahama right now. I know you spent a lot of time over the last 3 years in the Bahamas. How's the recovery going?
The recovery here is slow. There's still a lot of needs. There's still a lot of homes that need rebuilt. There's still a lot of displaced families, children. The government has changed, and since the change in government, there has been a lot of action with the rebuild, but there is just...
We have some technical difficulties. Obviously, Dusty is in the Bahamas. This might be technically challenging because I know you guys are in the Bahamas. We're going to continue here as long as we have this connection. Do appreciate your intel tonight. I had the chance to visit the Bahamas and specifically Marsh Harbor a week after the storm hit. I was also over there twice this year, and from my perspective, it seems like parts of it are being rebuilt. One street is rebuilt, and then the next street is still devastated right there. Is it a matter of just getting the supplies to the people there?
It's a matter of getting the supplies to the people, and as well as the government funding and the process of people going through that. Like I said, with the new government, they've made a lot of changes, so there's been a lot more progress. And again, some people had coverage, some people had second homeowners that they helped take care of their properties, and they had assistance. So
now, Dusty, I know your group, you're the founder of Project Bahamas Strong. I know you guys were heavily invested in this immediately after the hurricane. What signs of recovery right now are most in need for all of us here and our viewers? If we can help you, what do they need over there? I know specifically you were talking about schools, right?
School supply, to be honest. The children are just getting back to school. So school supplies, school clothes, snacks, just, their everyday items that they need, honestly. iPads. We did
funding, for Chromebooks.
Funding for Chromebooks.
It's a big one.
And in your opinion, what will it take really to get a full recovery underway so you all are back to normal? Because right now it sounds like you're on the way, but you're nowhere near to being back to normal. Is that right?
No, it's nowhere near to be back to normal. And again, I have to say that we're thankful over here that the government has changed. They have a new day, a new plan. And for the first time, I think the Bahamians are seeing a difference be made with and through the help of the government, where before that really was a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it takes all our friends and neighbors, and we are here to help. If you would like to help and help Dusty, she is the founder of Project Bahamas Strong. Just head to their website. Their website is projectbahamasstrong.com. Of course, Dusty listed some of the items that are most critical right now. Dusty, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And by the way, happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, Dusty, thank you guys so much. One of the key points that I remember, Steve, when we were covering this 3 years ago, it was that point right when that storm made that quick turn. Obviously an indication that we would be spared, but the Bahamas would be devastated, and it just lit up Marsh Harbor. And I remember 24 hours after that, you were sitting there just looking at this monster.
Yeah, and couldn't reach anyone in the Bahamas because it was just devastated. 185-mile-an-hour winds, Jay, as it moved through Abaco and Marsh Harbor and Hopetown and Green Turtle and all those beautiful islands. And then for 34 hours sat just to the north of Grand Bahama, where Great Sail Key, and just sat there. And no one really knew what it was going to do next. Eventually, it started to lift north after that. There was a track at one point that brought the storm into the Jupiter Inlet. It was the Wednesday track, I think at 11 a.m. It brought it right in as a major hurricane. So thankfully, that didn't verify. But they were devastated in the Bahamas. And as you mentioned in your interview, some of the islands have fared very well. Others still struggle with rebuilding. I mean, I've been over there many times too, and it's just complete. It's complete devastation in some spots still.
Yeah, and it was remarkable, unbelievable, first of all, to see that firsthand the week after, and then remarkable to see the recovery, albeit slow, but they're going to need all our help right now. And from your perspective, Steve, as you start your forecast tonight, what was different about this storm? What did we learn about this storm from forecasting here?
Well, I mean, in the Bahamas, we learned that we could, in some spots, really make a big impact. The overwhelming support that the Bahamians got from us really helped, get them on the right track with the supplies and rebuilding very, very quickly, whereas we just have a very strong connection. The first people that the Bahamians saw after this went through, Green Turtle and Abaco, and then eventually Grand Bahama installed in this area right here, was the U.S. Coast Guard. They came every day to the islands, visited in the morning and in the evening, and checked with all the islands to make sure that everyone was okay, and if they weren't, they airlifted them out. So a really incredible storm, and it continues to go down in the record books, one of the strongest ever to move through the Bahamas, and then eventually it turned up the East Coast. Now,